From the opening bell, it was clear this fight was going to deliver fireworks. Ryan Garcia, known for his electric speed and lightning-fast counterpunches, faced off against the unpredictable and unorthodox Romero, who came into the ring with his signature confidence and raw power. The atmosphere was electric, the crowd buzzing in anticipation for a clash that had been hyped for weeks. Both fighters met at center ring, eyes locked, neither willing to give ground early. Garcia looked focused and dialed in, his movements sharp and calculated. Romero, on the other hand, carried his usual swagger, bouncing on his toes, throwing off-kilter feints to disrupt Garcia's rhythm. As the first round unfolded, Romero took a more aggressive stance than expected. He lunged forward with wild hooks, trying to close the distance on Garcia, who calmly stepped back, avoiding most of the shots with slick head movement. Garcia responded with crisp jabs and sharp counters, keeping Romero honest. It didn't take long for Garcia's timing to show. A clean left hook found its mark midway through the round, momentarily stopping Romero in his tracks. The crowd roared as Garcia's speed became apparent, setting the tone for what would be a highly tactical and explosive contest. Romero, unfazed, came out in the second round determined to impose his will. He attempted to bully Garcia into the ropes, digging into the body and trying to make the fight ugly. But Garcia was disciplined, using his footwork to maintain distance, peppering Romero with quick combinations. A straight right hand snapped Romero's head back near the end of the round, and while it didn't drop him, it definitely got his attention. The momentum was slowly shifting in Garcia's favor, but Romero wasn't about to back down. By the third round, Garcia began to pick up the pace. His jab was finding the target with consistency, and he started to throw more varied combinations. Romero looked to counter, loading up on his shots, but Garcia's speed advantage made it difficult for him to land clean. One sequence saw Garcia slip a wild right hook and respond instantly with a three-punch combo that pushed Romero back. The cleaner work was coming from Garcia, and it was clear that his timing was giving Romero fits. Still, Romero's power was a constant threat. In the fourth, he managed to land a heavy right hand that forced Garcia to clinch momentarily. It was a reminder that Romero could turn the tide with a single punch. Garcia regrouped quickly, staying on the outside, pumping the jab, and circling away from Romero's right hand. He kept Romero guessing, mixing speeds, changing angles, and staying one step ahead in the exchanges. Even when Romero charged forward, Garcia slipped, blocked, or countered, often frustrating Romero into swinging wildly. As the fight moved into the middle rounds, Garcia's control became more pronounced. In round 5, he showcased his speed, with blistering hand combinations, including a beautiful body shot that clearly took the wind out of Romero. Garcia sensed the opening and pressed forward, unleashing a series of hooks that forced Romero to cover up. But Romero, tough as ever, absorbed the punishment and tried to return fire. His punches, though dangerous, were getting fewer and farther between. Garcia was dictating the pace and the distance, making Romero work harder for every exchange. Round 6 was more of the same. Garcia controlled the center of the ring, walking Romero down behind a snapping jab. He used feints effectively, baiting Romero into throwing and then punishing him with swift counters. A clean left uppercut snuck through Romero's guard, and Garcia followed up with a right hook that had the crowd gasping. Romero staggered momentarily, but managed to stay upright. Still, the cracks were beginning to show in his defense. His punches had lost some steam, and his footwork wasn't as crisp. Garcia was beginning to look dominant. In round 7, Romero tried to rally. He came out with urgency, throwing looping shots and trying to rough Garcia up in close quarters. There was a brief moment where he landed a decent shot to the body, and then a right hook upstairs, but Garcia kept his composure. He tied Romero up when needed and then pivoted away, resetting the range. Near the end of the round, Garcia landed a blistering left-right combination that snapped Romero's head back and brought the crowd to its feet. It was clear Garcia was in control, but Romero's heart and toughness kept him in the fight. The 8th round was pivotal. Garcia, sensing that Romero was slowing down, stepped up the intensity. He began targeting the body more frequently, mixing in jabs to the midsection with left hooks upstairs. Romero was game but clearly feeling the effects of the sustained punishment. A perfectly timed straight right caught Romero flush and nearly dropped him. He stumbled back, legs shaky, and Garcia pounced, throwing a flurry of punches. Romero grabbed and held on, buying himself precious seconds to recover. The bell rang, saving him from what could have been a decisive moment for Garcia. By round 9, the writing was on the wall. Garcia's shots were landing with increasing frequency and precision. He was piecing Romero up with surgical precision, his combinations flowing effortlessly. Romero showed grit, continuing to throw, but his shots were wide and slower. Garcia, ever the sharpshooter, timed a counter left hook that buckled Romero's knees. The referee gave Romero a close look, but he continued. Garcia smelled blood and kept pressing, throwing powerful combinations as Romero tried to hang on. Then, in the 10th, the breakthrough came. Garcia launched a beautiful three-punch combination, jab, right hand, and a crushing left hook, that sent Romero crashing to the canvas. The crowd erupted as the referee began the count. Romero, to his credit, got to his feet dazed but defiant. The referee allowed it to continue, but Garcia wasted no time. He poured on the pressure, landing another series of punches that left Romero defenseless against the ropes. The referee had seen enough and jumped in to wave it off, awarding Garcia a TKO victory. The arena exploded in celebration. Garcia raised his hands in triumph, having delivered a performance that was both dominant and precise. Romero, though disappointed, showed heart and courage throughout, taking heavy shots, but refusing to quit until the final moment. It was a statement win for Garcia, one that showcased his development, his patience, and his